Welcome back to Help Nobody Told Me. I am Shannon Johnson, a local realtor in the Chicagoland, and my host today is one of our favorite team members, the wonderful Jordan Kagan, the man of silver.
Glad to be your co-host today here. So we are very excited to have Elle Ullum, who is with Chicago Furniture Bank, an amazing organization. I first learned of them through an article in the Chicago Tribune. The Chicago Tribune has been a very good friend, especially more Mary Schmick, one of the columnists for the Tribune, I think has been a godsend for the organization. To watch them, probably I've known of them about the last 5 years, to watch their growth is meaningful. To see them add their sister company now, Honest Junk. So,
What is Chicago Furniture Bank?
Yeah.
Sounds like a big deal.
and how old is it?
It is a big deal. The Chicago Furniture Bank is the largest furniture bank in the country. And the simple answer is we provide furniture for free to folks living in poverty.
Free. Did you hear that out there? Free furniture.
Free. And not
Four
only
letters, F-R-E-E.
and not only that, most of it's recycled. It's gently used furniture.
So
that
you are a
comes
nonprofit?
from individuals. Yes, we are
Okay.
a nonprofit. We began in 2018 by 3 college gentlemen that came up with the idea for a college project, won an award of $100,000, came back to Chicago, got a truck, drove up and down the streets collecting furniture and getting it to people that needed it. 6 years later, we are a almost $6 million organization.
Wow.
With about 65 employees at any given time, full-time employees. And in 2023, we furnished 6,426 homes in the Chicagoland area.
Wow.
Over 6,000.
Yeah.
So 4 years ago, let's just say, the goal was to furnish how many places a year?
I mean, the first year they did about 240. So
That's some exponential growth.
it's been huge growth. And really, there's no stopping the growth, unfortunately. We do have about a 2-month wait list.
Because we all have too much stuff. Let's face it.
And we need your stuff. We need all the stuff that's out there. So when you're
What
looking...
does okay, let's clarify. What does free stuff mean?
Include.
Right. So when someone comes in to shop at our warehouse, we do have a showroom set up for folks to go shopping so they can really pick the furniture that meets their style.
Well, and that also gives them a little bit of dignity.
It does. We say it's a dignified shopping experience.
We're not just dropping off someone else's stuff on your house. Here.
Exactly. And so that's why we want a diverse selection of stuff. So when someone comes in, they pick out a kitchen table, chairs for everyone in the family. They get a living room set, so your sofa, your chair, your side tables, lamps, artwork, mattresses for everyone. We do even accept used mattresses when we talk about donating furniture, so I'll probably come back to that, but good to know. And they're getting dressers and then bed frames. So when a family or an individual comes in, they're really leaving with a whole house of furniture, and generally that furniture is delivered to their house within 48 hours. So we actually operate the trucks, and the movers are all of our employees, so they're the ones that are doing the work and getting the furniture
So
out
they don't have
there.
to come haul it off themselves.
No.
Okay.
They can if they want. We give people that option, but we do have trucks that are all around the city delivering furniture and picking up furniture all day
So
long.
those 6,000 plus families, individuals, poor moms, young families, maybe a single mom, how do they find out of
Yeah,
your
that's a great
organization?
question.
How do they get an appointment?
Yeah, so we work with a little over 550 nonprofit partners in the Chicagoland area. So Housing Opportunity for Women, Cara Collective, Connections for the Homeless.
New Moms in Oak Park.
Yep. just really anyone that comes to us that is a nonprofit that's helping people move out of homelessness, we generally add them as a partner. And that way we know the folks that are coming to us truly need the furniture we have. We don't allow people to just come off the street and get a new couch, take it out. So we know not only do they need it? Are they deserving of it? And they're also getting the wraparound services that they need to continue their journey out of homelessness or relocating or rebuilding their life. And that's where furniture comes into play, right? Because you need that to really get stability when you're moving into a new place, right? You don't want to invite people over if you have nowhere to sit, nowhere for people to gather. It's not great for your kids if they don't have beds.
I think also it's just a quality of life issue. If you have children that are getting up and going to school in the morning and they don't have a comfortable place to sleep at night.
Absolutely. Or a place to do homework. We give away desks.
A dinner table to sit around with their family and to enjoy a meal together. These are things that we take for granted every day.
And you hear a lot, especially, we just got through the holidays and everyone's collecting canned goods or clothing and then there's the housing, but you don't hear a lot about this other part that has such a positive impact on someone's life. And again, we're taking furniture donations from everyone out in the world that has stuff to get rid of, and we're repurposing that and reusing it. So on top of this great service we provide for the community, last year we kept about 3 million pounds of waste out of landfills because we are reusing kitchenware, artware, lamps, all of that stuff.
3 million pounds.
This all started from 3 kids coming out of college 6 years ago.
So these are young people.
Yeah. The impact is just tremendous of what we've
So there
done.
are young people out there doing really amazing things. Let's not forget that.
Absolutely.
So I'd like to have a question. Let's just talk about younger people. I know some young people, and I know some older women too, maybe that weren't married, became a
Where are we going with this?
became a single mom. I luckily, have had some really good women. So I'm thinking of maybe they really have a nice job, maybe they don't. I want that child to be able to have their own mattress, to be able to bring their friends over from school so they don't feel like, you use the word, we're supplying poor families or households. So have you had any conversations with those families and talking about the dignity you're able to give to them to feel normal?
Yes. So we typically do about 15 appointments a day. So we have individuals come in on their own, so they're not sharing the space with other families, so there's no confusion over who's picking what. Another thing we just really pride ourselves in, because someone might see a couch and want it, and then someone else sees it at the same time, and what happens? But we've just had some great families. Recently we had a woman who had been formerly incarcerated. She got out of jail in April. I'm working with another nonprofit of ours. She found housing pretty soon after, but from April to September, she had 0 furniture. She had a large beanbag chair that she was sleeping in and a TV on the ground. And that's how she was living until she got her appointment and came into the Chicago Furniture Bank. At the same time, we had another woman who had 3 young children. Very similar stories, with just the fact that when she found housing through the nonprofit group that she was working with, they just weren't able to provide furniture. Nonprofit organizations that are helping with the homeless challenges, they don't have warehouses, they don't have the logistics capabilities to be storing furniture, to take furniture from donors. And again, that's just that gap we fill with what we do. And the kids also we have a toy area, so we do take toys. I'm not supposed to say that, but I'm gonna say that because kids need toys. And there's always parents looking to get rid of toys. So they can come in and shop the little toy area and just have a really good time and pick out stuff for them.
And that occupies them while
another great.
How about books?
We have lots of books as well, children's books and adult books. And then when we have overflow, so not only are we reusing materials, such as the kitchenware, we're also passing along to other nonprofit partners some of this stuff. So we do work with secondhand bookstores, and we work with secondhand retailers to move through some of this stuff that we collect through our pickups that are generally done through our social enterprise Honest Junk. So a couple years ago, we developed Honest Junk because when we were coming in to take couches and tables, people were like, why don't you just take it all? And we're like, you know what? Why don't we take it all? Why don't we charge people a very small fee, and it is tax deductible, because then we can pay for our labor and pay the people that work for us and give them benefits. So the money, the revenue from Honest Junk helps us offset our overall revenue and keeps our business model running.
Okay, so let me understand this.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm just donating furniture, is there a charge for that pickup?
There is a suggested donation for everything we do.
Okay. And it's tax deductible.
It's tax deductible, 100% tax deductible.
If I'm cleaning out mom and dad's house, the kids have come, they've taken everything that they're going to take.
Yes.
Everything
yes, I'm
that's
going
left.
through this right now, and I wish there was an Honest Junk in Southern Ohio.
And I call Honest Junk and I say, we're done. There's nothing left that we need. You know, maybe we've thrown out the trash or whatever, but there are useful things here.
Yeah. Even
does
if
that
you
look like?
haven't, even if you haven't thrown out the trash, we're gonna come in. We're gonna come in with big boxes. We're gonna come in with a couple men. We are gonna take everything, and then we do charge by the square foot, so similar to other junk companies out there. But again, it's gonna be tax deductible, and again, we're gonna reuse as much as possible and get it right back out into the world. So you're not only supporting the community, but your sustainability efforts are there, and being green is there. But we will take everything except for chemicals and perishable food.
Okay.
But we'll clean it all out for you. You just show up with the key, we'll go in and take care of it.
So, let me clarify. You said over 60 full-time employees now.
Yeah.
That's what you're up to.
Yeah, and a majority of
just
those
7
are
years.
drivers and our movers of the furniture. Our
What
warehouse
are
is
the
bumping.
backgrounds of most of those employees?
So that's a great question. We do have a workforce development program, so we do have a second chance program. So a lot of the people that we do hire are people that traditionally wouldn't be hired for several reasons in their background, but we welcome them with open arms, and we have a program designed to take them from initial just working on the warehouse floor to becoming a driver to getting a C-class driver's license or C-class driver's license, and then ultimately we do have semis that the folks can drive. We're acquiring semis, so we do have a whole, what is that called? I'm missing that word.
So like
Program.
maybe emptying out a whole dormitory, a whole
Oh, well,
hotel.
yeah. So wait, let's come back to that. But they have a whole, just their span of employment, right? Like, so we grow, we have
It's a
growth.
life cycle.
Yeah, growth
They
opportunity.
transition through
Yeah.
the company.
Yeah,
They grow.
there's growth. There's growth opportunity. That's what I was getting
Well,
at.
and even in the end, they end up with a C-class license.
Yeah,
That may
that's the hardest part,
provide
right? Is then
Future
they find, yeah,
employment
exactly.
for them elsewhere, and then you're putting another person through the
Yep,
program.
and I mean that's hard for us, right? But
Right.
it's the good and
But
bad.
they
of it.
graduated.
Exactly. And so yeah, and so on top of all of this stuff, we've talked about so much of what we do. We get our donations from individuals. We get our donations from furniture companies. We get slightly used furniture from their showroom when it doesn't sell or if it's been sitting too long. And then another way we get furniture is through large scale decommissions. So we do hotel decommissions, college and university decommissions. A lot of those colleges and universities are here. Some of them are as far away as San Diego and Colorado State.
Wow.
We've done Air Force Base decommissions. So we'll go out, we'll hire the workers in those areas, get all that stuff on a semi truck and drive it back here to Chicago. So we got about 91 or 90 so semi trucks of furniture in the last 6 months just from out of state into our showroom.
How quickly is that turning?
So
How many
fast.
appointments are you doing?
Yep.
A day, a week? What does
So
that look
we're
like?
doing about 15 appointments a day, sometimes 5 times a week. And the average lifespan on a piece of furniture on the showroom floor is about 3 days.
Okay.
So we get if you ever want to come to Brighton Park, anyone out there,
Been
see our
there, done that.
showroom.
It's
Yeah,
amazing.
it's a great place. But the way it works, I mean, it is like a showroom, like you're going to their local furniture store. It's got its sections, and so as a couch goes out, we bring a couch from the back and replace it. As a table goes out, we go back and bring in a new table. So the furniture is constantly revolving through that warehouse and that showroom.
Wow.
It's
That's
a
amazing.
production. I mean, it really is so amazing when you come and see it in action. We've got our central hub, our front office, where they're taking all the calls for both Honest Junk and Chicago Furniture Bank. They're managing all the appointments and the nonprofit partners. Then we've got the showroom staff. They're handling the furniture in and out. Then you've got the staging area where the furniture goes before it gets on the truck. Then you've got the drivers and the movers that take it out every day and then again pick up all the donations on their way back into the showroom and the warehouse, and then they do it all again the next day. So it's a well-oiled machine. It gets the job done. Unfortunately, there's so much more that needs to be done, and our biggest challenge is we don't have enough furniture. So we need more. So we need
Wow.
folks to call us and want to give us their furniture. I mean, we won't be able to keep up if we don't continue to get the furniture in.
And of course, we'll have all your contact information in our show notes so people can reach out and
Yes,
do exactly
absolutely.
that.
ChicagoFurnitureBank.org. It's the quick and easy way to reach us.
That's easy.
But yeah, I mean, it amazes me every day. You know, I've been in nonprofit. Gosh, I've been in nonprofit for over 20 years, which is sad to say sometimes because it reminds me of how
Especially when
old
you're
I am.
29 years.
I know. I started
Like
as a
since you
baby.
were 5?
But to see the direct impact and talk to clients that come in every day and see how surprised they are that we have nice stuff, how surprised they are that we have stuff they like. I don't think clients really know what to expect when they come in for their appointments, and they're just amazed by the quality and selection that we have for folks. So it's nice to see them when it does get furnished, when their places get furnished, and to hear their stories and just how happy they are from just getting someone else's hand-me-down.
Dignity. I think that's the word that comes to my mind, is you are
Absolutely.
providing clients, women, kids, families, dignity.
Yeah, veterans,
And
single
that's
fathers.
priceless.
We have stories on our website, all kinds of stories
I'm
of
sure
the
there's
folks.
battered women, all who had to leave in a hurry or whatever, all kinds of things.
Yes.
Fires.
Yes. I met a couple. We had an older couple, an elderly couple, come in probably June-ish when I started in March, so in June, and they had been displaced by a fire and they had nothing left. So they got connected through a partner to get into us and get shopping so they could replace what they lost. And, you know, it wasn't the same, but they left with stuff they liked. So
They had a home.
And that happens. I know firsthand. My cousin had a house fire, and like everything was gone.
And that's, again, that part of, we started with just couches and tables and your basic furniture, but we've evolved. We've added this toy section. You know, if cribs come in through Honest Junk, we'll put cribs out on the floor. If we get electronics that work, we'll put those out on the floor. Kitchenware is huge. Like, I don't know about you, but I probably have like 30 spatulas, and I won't throw them away because they're perfectly good spatulas. But my mother always bought us spatulas every year for Christmas in our stocking, right? So they've added up. But I can just take them to the furniture bank, and we put together kitchenware boxes that go along with each home. So then they're
so
getting,
if you're getting a dining room table,
you're getting a
here's
box.
your kitchenware box with
Exactly.
everything
Pots,
you need to.
pans,
Wow.
spatulas, dinner plates, cups, silverware, all
like-
of that. Yes.
It's just one,
So,
like here's everything you
Here's
need.
everything in a box.
Box to go, is that packed up by employees or volunteers?
Jordan, it's like you read my mind.
Or maybe I just been there on a tour.
It's like you've been there to volunteer. So volunteers, we have a million different, not a million, but we have a lot of different volunteer activities and opportunities available for individuals and very large groups. We could have up to 50 at a time in there volunteering. So
Talk to me about what type of groups
so
volunteer.
corporate groups, clubs, schools, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts. We have Other nonprofits come in to volunteer.
House of Worships ever?
Yes, absolutely. Wow, our faith communities are so critical in the work we do. We actually even will park a truck at a church or a synagogue and collect furniture or kitchenware. So there's an opportunity for us to go to places to do drives, and then for people to come in, they can bring supplies when they come in to volunteer, and they'll pack those kitchenware boxes, build furniture. We have a couple of furniture corporations that donate furniture that needs built, so it's always good to have volunteers around for that. We are looking for some woodworking volunteers that could help us fix up the furniture a little bit that we get. So
I was wondering if you get things with minor, the leg needs to be tightened, the little stuff.
So we do, and we have the space to
need
fix
to
it.
refinish the top of a table or something.
We don't have necessarily the labor force to do that. So we are open for volunteers looking to do some of that work. They'll also do stuff like roll rugs, restock the floor, and then even help clients shop in the showroom. So we have positions during the week, or opportunities for volunteers during the week to come shopping with the clients as they come through. So then they really get to have a meaningful interaction with those they're helping.
All kinds of opportunities to volunteer, donate.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you do any kind of monetary donations, galas, benefits?
Yes.
What does that look like to keep you going?
So about 80% of our revenue is covered by, let me restart that. A large percentage of our revenue is covered by our pickups, like those honest junk pickups. We do have fundraising revenue. That's where I come in as the Chief Development Officer. I'm in charge of fundraising, marketing communications, and volunteerism. We do have a gala. It'll be coming up in 2025. It's not till November, but November 8th of 2025. Last year, we had about 300 folks and raised about $400,000.
Wow.
So it's a big chunk of our budget.
Right.
And then just general donations. I mean, you go to that website, there's a donate now, chicagofurniturebank.org, click on donate. We are always in need of financial donations just as much as furniture donations. It's a balance of what to ask for sometimes. Which direction do we go? Because we need it all. Like
We'll take your
everyone.
money and your furniture.
Yeah. And, even, there's been a lot of changes lately with politics and the government and making drastic changes that will impact a lot of our partners. So whereas we don't get direct government funding, most of our nonprofit partners do. Mm-hmm. So when they lose funding, then their clients can't come in and shop. Then their clients can't get furniture. So if we raise more money so that we can directly help those clients, then we can still continue our work and have the impact that we want to have. Last year, we did hire a caseworker internally, so we could take direct clients. Now, she can only handle so many a day,
Right.
only like 2 or 3 a day, so it's not a big chunk. But again, if we raise more money and we're able to maybe hire more caseworkers or handle more appointments directly that way, then we'll be able to impact even more folks.
You mentioned earlier about the mattresses.
Yeah, so we are one of the few, if not the only organization that will take used mattresses.
And how is that possible?
We have a very strict cleaning policy and pickup policy. So the mattresses are reviewed. We ask for photos before we even pick up a mattress. Then we check it once when we get there. We check it before it comes off the truck. Once it comes off the truck, we use a hospital grade sanitizer to clean it and disinfect it. It's then stored in our warehouse where it is again safely stored, and then we check it again before we put it on a truck. So knock on wood, to date we've never had an issue with any problems with our mattresses.
So you have a dedicated person that literally just sanitizes mattresses, all that equipment, a whole room.
Correct. We do have a very large room where the mattresses go in and out of, and you can always tell when they're sanitizing them because it doesn't smell very great. I try to avoid it on those days.
I'll work from home today.
Yeah, exactly.
It's mattress
Sanitizing
sanitizing
day.
Or I will come to NASBAR in Northbrook and talk on a podcast for
Oh yeah, this is lovely. I mean, another big opportunity is getting out to talk. So if there's ever an opportunity that for folks that they need me to come out and talk, or one of our other staff to come out and talk about the work we do and just
Right.
what the impact they can have, give us a call.
So you
and I'll
serve
be
the
there.
greater Chicago area. You're drivers will go where?
Oh my gosh, that's a great question.
How far?
That I mean, oh, I really don't know the answer to this one. I should know it better.
You go out
but
to like Aurora, Elgin, Joliet.
not as far as Joliet. So, but we will if it's hard. We've gone across state lines sometimes, even when.
Well, I mean,
when we've
Wisconsin's
had
not that
to.
far.
Right,
Indiana's
Wisconsin,
not that far.
Exactly. So, I mean, we do when pretty much anybody within the 294 loop. Would you call that just a
Okay.
giant loop?
Corridor.
I'm not
up and
corridor.
down, or-
Yeah, I'm not a Chicago native, so I still get the highways and expressways mixed up. But we pretty much serve. We'll go out to Schaumburg and Arlington Heights to pick up furniture, and I mean, we will supply furniture in Elgin or Joliet if the partner's out there.
And I'm sure if a hotel is being decommissioned in Joliet,
Oh.
and they have an entire...
Oh, they're going to go for that.
We're doing one right now, actually, in Joliet. We're doing one in Schaumburg. We just did the Orrington in Evanston. And then, like I said, we did an Air Force base in San Diego. Colorado State is a big partner of ours.
Amazing.
Yeah, so all over.
So, bottom line, we all have too much stuff. When you're replacing furniture, when you're cleaning out the estate, when you're doing all of those things, here's someone to call, and you know that furniture is going to go to a good cause. It's not going to be in a landfill. Someone who really needs it in order to get their next step in life is going to benefit from that.
I couldn't have said it better. I mean, that's 100% what's going to happen. And if we can't use it, we're recycling it. So very little is actually going into
And it's
landfills.
tax deductible.
Yes.
And the people that get the
Yes,
furniture,
yes.
it's free.
You got, like, really, is there any, I mean, that is the best part, right? You're doing something good. Yeah, it might,
Good for people, good for the earth. Good.
yeah, it might cost some money, but again, it's tax deductible. The impact is so much bigger than going out to like a random junk company and having them do it. And besides, most of those junk companies bring their stuff right to us anyway. So you're just cutting out the middleman. Get it directly to us.
Because they don't
There
want
you
to
go.
pay to dump because they pay per ton to put it into a landfill.
There you go.
So they'd rather
You
give
said it,
to
not
you.
me. You're a
So,
good man,
well,
Jordan.
thank you so much, Elle, for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Yes, and
Any final parting words, Shannon?
join us next week for another episode of Help. Nobody told me.